Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. Any position works. You can be sitting in a chair, you can be lying down, doesn't really matter. Just find what works for you. You just don't want to be shifting and moving and being distracted with your body during the practice. This is also an open eye meditation practice. However, if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, feel free to do so. But if your eyes are open, go ahead and just leave the screen alone and gently drop your eyes down below. You could be looking at the floor, the desk, or whatever's just below you. But the key here is that we're not straining to look. We're not looking at anything in particular, but we're also not blurry and buzzed out and zoned out. We just have a nice light, clear gaze directed gently downwards. You're in a nice, comfortable position and your eyes are open and down. Waking up means leaving thinking alone. It's not an action we're doing here, not an effort so much, but rather a ceasing of an action, a ceasing of an effort. Most of us are identified with the thoughts that go on through the head, planning, worrying, remembering, thinking, contemplating, comparing. We think that is me doing it. But it's not true. We just need to leave it alone and wake up to this moment just as it is, without imposing our opinions on it and without demanding anything from it. And the practice, of course, begins with bringing our attention to something that can only happen now. An anchor of sorts to the present moment. And that anchor is the breath found in the lower belly. So bring your attention to the lower belly, just below the belly button and above the groin. Just notice this area here. Watch how when you breathe in, the belly expands, and as the breath leaves, it relaxes, all by itself. Stay here. And let your thoughts think what they want to. Let them do their own thing. We don't ignore them. We don't push them away. Your only job is to remain gently and effortlessly with the breath in the lower belly. And I'm probably catching you losing the breath, thinking, planning, and worrying. This isn't a failure. This is the practice in the beginning. Just return. Leave thinking alone. Stay with the breath in the lower belly. Come back. Come back to breathing. Maybe I'm catching you thinking again, losing sight and awareness of the breath. But instead of returning to the breath here, what are your thoughts talking to exactly? Can you find that one? The breath can be found with our attention simply because it exists. In the same way, can we find the one thoughts are talking to? Does that exist? Look carefully. What do you discover? All right, you can look at the screen. Got a question today. It says, I'm finding your videos so helpful. Wonderful. If even for just a few seconds, maybe I'm not thinking. The way we sit in silence is refreshing and funny because you start talking and I'm so lost in thought, it makes me jump. You emphasize that our thoughts do not belong to us. Is there a way to make that make sense? I love the music at the end of the videos. Is there a way to listen to more from the artists? Thank you for these daily meditations. Well, thank you for your wonderful comment. I'm glad it's helping you. I'll start with the music. The music, and this is not a plug, but the music I use is from a site called Epidemic Sound. It's just a royalty-free music website. You can search music and use for videos. And the artist I use, his name, I actually don't know his personal name, but it's Rippled Stone. R-I-P-P-L-E-D-S-T-O-N-E. Rippled Stone. And he has this album that has these beautiful voices, and that's what I've been using for these daily meditations. But I'm not sure you can find it anywhere else. I don't really know, but let me know. And your other question is, can I make it make sense that you are not your thoughts? Not really, no. You have to experience it. I mean, I can say a few things about it, but this is an experience at the core of the practice. It's really the purchase of the recognition, the clear seeing that the thought that goes on through the head isn't me. And I don't create it. So I'd say things like, your thoughts happen by themselves in the same way that the heartbeat happens by itself. Your hair grows by itself. Your bones shape by themselves. Everything happens by itself. We don't say, I do that. But we do say, I think. Because we think it's a voluntary action, but it's not. It happens by itself. But you won't know that unless you learn to leave it alone. Let it go on and on, worrying, planning, remembering, thinking, contemplating, comparing. You come back to this moment, clear insight, right here. Thoughts happening, sounds happening, eyes happening, ears, everything open, clear. Then we look, what do thoughts talk to? What controls my breathing? What sees this video? But in the same way that you can't describe a chocolate sundae to an alien who's never had anything sweet, the only way you can get them to understand it is for them to eat it. So I can use these words. I can describe that you're not your thoughts and you need to see clearly this moment as it is, and then you can see that thoughts come and go and it's no problem. All those words won't help you. You have to practice. You have to see it for yourself. And it's amazing what happens when we really let go of thinking. But I won't say much more about what happens. It's for you to discover. My speech won't help you. You must practice. I hope that helps. And please let me know if you have any other questions. And of course, if you're new here, join the Attentive Mind. I do a practice like this every single day. Hopefully. So far. So if you're interested in joining or starting and wanting to learn meditation, but you don't want to get involved in spiritual stuff or whatever, just join the Attentive Mind. I'm here to not give you anything belief-wise, only practice. And of course, if you have any questions, I answer all the questions at the end of the videos, usually. Sometimes I'll skip it if I feel that day I have something that I really want to say, or maybe a practice we need to do. But please just comment below and I'll answer every question. But thank you all very much for showing up today. And thank you for showing up for your life. And as always, without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.